Hey, chat, how's everyone doing? Jonathan, thank you for subbing at Tier 3 for 76 months. That is insane, brother. That is crazy. Thank you so much for the continued support, man. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Isn't Tier 3 like $25? Yep. I think Tier 1 is like $6. Used to be 5. I think it's 6 now. Like $6 for Tier 1, 10 for Tier 2, and 25 for Tier 3. It's the equivalent of like 5 subs at once. Hello everyone in chat. Good to have you all here. Welcome, welcome. Cyberwolf, congrats on getting a Switch too. Let's get started. Let's get going. Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We're back to Recipe for Turnabout. We're into the trial. I am hopeful, and maybe I'm too hopeful on this because all we did last time was finish the first investigation period, but I am hopeful that we can finish this turnabout today because I'm still very determined to finish this playthrough before July, and I'm not here the last weekend of June, which means we don't have a lot of streams left. So we're gonna try our best, though. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Chad, I don't think this chick is a scout. I don't believe it. Maggie! Yeah, Detective Gumshoe. Are you doing all right? How are you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you? Yeah? You'd better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest! I don't think that you can arrest Phoenix for not getting her acquitted. Sorry, just a second. Making a little edit on yield and streaming software. There we go, that's better. I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Gumshoe has been on our side multiple times. What are you talking about? Yup. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, all right? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? There is no one I would rather tag team with. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. January 7th. Right, Kudo, let's do this. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson? Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. That's the first cup. 16 more to go. Ah, bitter. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Ah! What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You's talking to me?" It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. How did the phony Phoenix, like, did he have a phony attorney badge? I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Kudo, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you're Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I don't know what was presented in the last trial, though, bro. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Kudo, please summon your first witness. It's our boy! Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation? Dick Gumshoe. Yeah, being Dick Gumshoe is a full-time job. Other way around, detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. Hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. All right. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning, not the cyanide tablet. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. All right. Here are the floor plans of the restaurant. Okay, this is probably going to come in handy in some way. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. I can read and order. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. Oh, the old man. I almost forgot about him. Still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. All right. Gonna have to use these blueprints for something at some point. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. The incident. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... yeah. Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you that wasn't me. Ridiculous. Hello, everyone in chat. A lot of people showing up in chat. Welcome, welcome. Alright, hold it. Let's get started here, Gumshoe. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, it's what she said, and what killer wouldn't say that I can't read. What killer wouldn't say that when faced with the homicide conviction? Hey, sadly her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. Their 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? I want to press harder. Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ha! That argument is as weak as the coffee at Très Bien, trite. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? Blah. Certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Alright, so now we have a crime photo, which is nice. We could use that in some way. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder? Nah, dude, I'm gonna keep pressing it until I start getting punished for it. What was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Bum, bum, bum. So traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid? Was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table? Sugar, salt, pepper, all of which you put in a coffee? Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth proves that this is a reasonable question to ask. The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Yeah, seems the poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little bit? I'm gonna keep pressing on every single point. Be absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee. Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. Uh-oh. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yeah, that piece. What piece? The One Piece, obviously. It's what Luffy has been looking for. This! Oh, well. Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down— oh, that insta-skipped. It gulped down the coffee like this, or whatever it is that he said. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victim's and the defendant's. Okay, we got more evidence, which is good. It's got the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide, I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, the stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know when you swab your ear for earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got in abundance. Why would you say that? Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. Some kind of motive, you say? Some kind of a motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. Is he gonna throw it at Gumshoe or something? I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. Gulp. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point? You asked me to press, I'd be pressing. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Ha! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. What? That's the $500,000 lottery ticket? One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. Ooh, someone should have told me that ahead of time. I should have been made aware of that. Order! Order! I want a Frosty. She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I'd better keep an eye on that ticket, the way the judge's voice is quivering. Body search of Maggie found the ticket. Okay. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. On Maggie's person? How did that happen? That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit the crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who's weak to the siren call of money. Okay. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like it can't be blood, can it? Ha! Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. Somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else, I presume you mean. Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. Oh, the poison. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? What the heck? How did she get framed this badly? Order, the court will accept these items into evidence. I was gonna say terms. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Goodell. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Blood stain? What blood stain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. You don't need to be told. Look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone to breakfast that day. How on earth is the ketchup stain going to loop back around to being relevant in this case, bro? You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Oh my goodness. Ketchup is like too thick to even drink. I thought everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence, they've all been clearly established. Well, Trite, seems you really are a phony after all. Ah, you really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. Okay, so now we just go to another testimony. We didn't have to present any evidence in the last one. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Okay, so the murderer could have, like, when Maggie fainted, could have planted everything on her. But if the old man was there and the chef was there, how did he get away with that? That was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Well, the lottery ticket was missing from the crime scene. No, they found the lottery ticket on her. Never mind, I'm wrong. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. Alright, Gumshoe, let's do this. You and me, buddy. We got this. Let me look at all my evidence before we do this. Also, I should save. Because we had a lot of new evidence added, and we're gonna probably have to do a contradiction here somewhere. Article from December 5th says I was trounced and my client was found guilty. Yep. Left by the victim. The doodle is in the victim's handwriting. Okay, so this was done by the guy who was killed. Picked up from a bench in Vitamin Square. Thrown away by the old man. Right, I remember that. Trabian lunch special. $20 despite how bad it is. Jean's debt is $500,000. The owner of the loan is tender lender. I wonder if even... I'm pretty sure that it's the fake Phoenix who is the one that, like, did it. But I wonder if I have to try and, like, throw blame on the French guy first. Written by my phony, the wheel guard is all smashed up. Yeah. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. Okay. Bum. Just trying to see if there's anything clearly off here, and I'm not seeing anything. Okay. Small pocket, but big stains. Maggie's fingerprints. Ugh. And then profiles, I have you. You has a thing for waitresses. Relatable. All right. Let's get going. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe. There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. We're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them, and seeds. Seeds. Ha! It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. What? Guess not even the mighty Kudo can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. Took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Okay. Took his time finding a payphone, but he was late reporting the crime? Autopsy says it was between 1:30 and 2:30, so if he was late reporting the crime, then that means the death did not happen as late as 2:30. The death had to have happened at least by, like, I don't know, 2:20 at the latest. It's probably not a major point. I do also stream to YouTube now, yeah. For the person in chat asking, or mentioning it. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. Took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. Bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. Okay, Gumshoe. All right, Gumshoe. This is not the time, bro. You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. I get it. Her name is Maggie Bird. Bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops. Guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? Not as red as that old guy's nose. He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen, then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. Victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? Think I'm onto something here? Okay, so what's-his-face was, the victim was very poor. Very poor and didn't have ID. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how are you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. A prescription bag? Seems Mr. Glenn Elg visited his doctor before he went to Trebian. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? I want to know about the prescription bag. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. Victim got this from the doctor before going to Trebian. The bag is empty. Ha! The bag was empty. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, Trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? Either he was selling drugs to get money for lottery tickets, or the French guy stole whatever was in it, because he's a thief. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? That's what I'm saying. Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. What?
Objection!
Objection. Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Ooh. Sorry. So, trite, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah, interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, right? And they're just gonna let him get away with it? It was just $1, detective. Guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is gonna hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with, and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, it's true, but Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been! Let's go! Okay, Which trial are we on? This is Recipe for Turnabout, which is 3-3, I believe. Crime was reported to by a kind of scary old man. Passed out from the shock. Didn't have any ID on him. Who he was. Went quickly. Maggie was searched. We found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Would this count as missing from the crime scene? It's his doodling and it was hidden behind the thing. But I don't think it's in the picture. Yeah, in this picture it doesn't show it. The coffee cup is in the picture, right? Yeah. The winning ticket we already covered. The cyanide that she had. Empty victim's bag. Well, the empty bag. Well, no, it's not missing because Gumshoe had it, so he must have gotten it from the scene. But if this idiot, I think I'm onto something. I think that there are only two reasons this bag can be empty. The dude sold his drugs out of it to afford the lottery tickets, or this idiot stole from it. So it could be that the prescription is missing from this. The potassium cyanide was there. The apron was there. The victim's lottery ticket was there. The cup was there. The only other thing is the sports paper. So it could be like the sports paper or it's the prescription drugs. But also, I might be missing where the contradiction actually is. The other thing is this. But this seems so flimsy. They say that the crime was reported at 2:25, but Kudo says that the old man was late reporting it. But then the time of death was like 1:30, between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m.? It couldn't have been like after like 2:20 p.m. according to what Kudo said. That seems like a stretch though. What else is there? She passed out. I don't think I have anything for that. Victim didn't have any. I mean, he did have ID on him. He had this prescription bag that had his name. So he did. That doesn't really count as identification though. That's not what I would call ID. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that can contradict that. Figured out who he was. That's like a nothing sentence. Found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. It's got her fingerprints. It was in her apron pocket. There's her pocket. She spilled a bunch of stuff on her. It's the lottery ticket found on Maggie. Yeah, so I think the contradiction has to be this about the autopsy, which seems very unlikely to me. Or it has to be that there was nothing else missing from the crime scene, and it has to be the sports paper, or it has to be the drugs from the bag. Bum, 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 bum. All right, no spoilers for the case in chat, by the way, please. Don't put any spoilers of, like, what the answer is or what the answer could be and all that. It's a blind playthrough. I think the sports paper is going to come up later. I think the fact that we had to push for the prescription bag means that the prescription bag is probably the answer. Oh, the music stopped. I'm incredible. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony. Ah, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will ya? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Très Bien. Where then did the medicine disappear to? That French dude must have stole it. You are too cool, pal. Indeed, due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? Sorry, getting a drink of water? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Bop, bop, bop. Order! Order! Well, Mr. Kudo, what do you have to say to that? Ha! That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear otolaryngological... Yeah, I'm not reading that. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Kudo? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. Just a second. Sorry, I had to look at something. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is in very, very fine print. Seems Mr. Elg correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Très Bien. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. Yeah, but why is the medication not in the bag, though? Like, even if it's not what killed him. Like, why was it there? Why did it go? She's right, but I can't get away with my old weak objection. What should I do? The fact that the medication is missing is still sus. Only moments ago, Mr. Kudo made the following statement. Seems Mr. Elg correctly applied some of this medication while he was at Très Bien. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? Get wrecked, idiot. But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. Objection! That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did! The possibility is undeniable. That's enough. Mr. Kudo, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Kudo? He's dead? I got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Oh, great. We gotta cross-examine this dude. Oh, here we go. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. And that's something that bothers me. Yay, good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha! Suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. We're already down to the last 6? He's had 11 cups already? Court is adjourned for recess. Got a tickle in my throat. Oh, this isn't a to be continued, though. Well, yeah, we've only been going for like half an hour. These trials normally last like an hour each. Woo, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. Can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. No! 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 We have to help Gumshoe here somehow. We have to be the wingman. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. No! So the next witness is gonna be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Gumshoe, no, he deserves happiness. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Kudo, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Bum, 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 bum. Name and occupation, if you don't mind. The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Oh, that's Japan. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Ah, listen, youngin'. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. Back in Japan. Oh, that's right. I think that in the Japanese version, this game takes place in Japan, but in the English version, they say it takes place in, like, California? I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yeah, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javicino. Seeds? What do you think these are, huh? I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps. Did I? Oh yeah? Yeah, I did. I saw it all. Then please tell the court. We're all ears. Bum, 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 bum. I like this track. Sure, I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. Witness testimony. The young man was reading the sports paper. Oh, the sports paper is mentioned, which they didn't have because I found the sports paper. Serving girl brought him a Javicino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Yeah, because you stare at her so much, you weirdo. Mr. Kudo, she's not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Ah, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones, hmm? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. What I witnessed. Alright, I want to hear about the sports paper for sure. So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenn L. I wanted to know if Gustin Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? And what if there are? If you say that you can see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? Ah, I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? I mean, he had to be sitting at that one, otherwise he's lying about seeing things. Which could be the case, he might be lying. Mr. Kudo, that's a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. Okay. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. Witnesses lying in this game? Never so true. They would never do that. Committing perjury? In Ace Attorney? No way. And I saw that the serving girl put into the... what the serving girl put into the Javachino as well. But I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Nah, keep going. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask what the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to present evidence on this one. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Ooh, that does match the evidence. That's a small brown bottle, all right. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar? In a small brown bottle like that? Like that. Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Ha! A bottle like this, perhaps? Ah, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? Bum, bum, bum. He took just one sip. You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. Congrats, you have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom. So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that's possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. Felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach. Oh yeah, I know that feeling. And the waitress, I presume she is. Doo-doo, that's her right there. Bum, ba-bum. So many bots in chat, I have to keep banning. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform, bro. Bro. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit. But anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me. All right, prove it. Prove it, Phoenix. Put your money where your mouth is. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. Ah, there were other things I recognize about her, too. Seems pretty sure of himself, what should I do? Press harder. Every time. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I'd ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose. She's got a ribbon. I don't know about the apron straps. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face. Ah, as if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. Prove it? That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. Yeah, it's like an orangish red, but yeah. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. The witness literally earlier said that he has to have spectacles for, like, driving. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. What would asking about the back do? Like, what would that accomplish? Ask about the straps. How do you know they're loose? Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that? What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's the fascination? Fascination?
Objection!
People have all kinds of fetishes, trite. We don't need to embarrass the witness. Your Honor, I move that we must kink shame this, whatchamacallit, immediately. This witness needs to be kink shamed before the court. Listen, you young upstarts, I haven't got some sick strap fetish. There any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps, that's all. I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Oh my goodness. Very well, continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless. Grumble, grumble, and straps, grumble, grumble, kink shaming, grumble, grumble. Who do they think they are? Grumble, grumble. Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I don't know about that. I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw was really Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. Okay, well, what was that the last line? What if I, we had other dialogue options here.
Objection!
Bum, 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 bum. What was it? It's the back and then leave it? Okay, let's ask about the back. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. Oh, he never saw. Oh, I didn't realize that the straps were from the back. That makes sense. I wasn't thinking of what the waitress outfit actually looked like. In my head, I was like, the straps would be on the front, right? No, they're on the back, and so is the ribbon. So the entire thing we're going to say here is that, like, he couldn't have seen Maggie Bird's face. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
Ha! He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure, sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer, you're telling me, sister. And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. I don't believe that. You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes? No questions about it. I didn't come this far to back down. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not. Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. You think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. He's there for the cute outfits, not the waitresses. I guess she makes a good point. Hey, I just say something clever, yada yada. Really was Maggie, that's what we have to figure out. Okay, so I have to... sports paper words. I remember her well. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose. Wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. She wears glasses. Could we just ask him, like, do you know if she, like, wears glasses or not? Wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Sports paper isn't gonna be helpful here. Job listings, bad lunch special. The job listings and the bad lunch special I don't think are relevant to the trial. We used these to get more intel during the investigation last week, I think. Jean's loan contract might come in handy later. I don't think it's going to matter with this guy. I don't think the scooter is going to matter right now either. Time of death. Floor plans. He would have been across from him, probably. That dude dying. Coffee cup with their fingerprints. Lottery ticket. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident. Small pocket but big stains. Deadly powdery poison. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident has a small pocket but big stains. These huge apron stains didn't catch your interest, like, at all? I'm a genius. Mr. Kudo, I'd like you to please take a look at this. Ah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Alright, well, way to incriminate yourself, you idiot. Well, you half-witted clod. Get played, moron. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. Huh? And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before, yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Yeah, die in a fire, old man. Witness! You can't just oops your way out of this. Ha! Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird. Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. Well, perfect working order? Debatable. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. Okay. Can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well, let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. About the victim. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. The Scouter? He's saying that the Scouter is a broken pair of spectacles? He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. That's the sports thing, yeah. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. He was listening to the radio. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. Little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Okay. With his free hand. Testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. Seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh, yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. Being cruel to old people is what Phoenix does best. Alright. Spectacles. Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other one was broken. Newfangled rubbish, that's why I remember him so well. I don't think the other one was broken. It was just a monocle, basically. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. We better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. Okay. Newspaper in his hand. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Guts and Brawn retained his championship title. It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own? What are you looking at me like that for, huh? How dare you judge me? Ow! Ow! Guts and Brawn got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. Oh no! Guts and Brawn. The wireless. The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. And using an earpiece, it's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for, huh? I skipped the dialogue. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right? Yeah, that's being a lawyer, bro. Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from the front or from behind? My eyes don't lie. Ow, ow. Better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. Bum, bum. His free hands. Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand was it, you moron? Ow, ow. Ha! Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. Whole point of this cross-examination is to establish one thing, that this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake, and he's all ours. Bum, 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 bum. Another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles, newspaper in his right hand, and noise brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to wireless, I remember that. Summer Girl brought the Javachino. Little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Bro literally looks like Grunkle Stan. Don't disrespect my boy Grunkle Stan like that. Grunkle Stan doesn't look this bad. He doesn't look that bad. Like, come on, man. Come on. Bum bum. Sports paper's like all rolled up. Could that be something? Left eardrum ruptured the day before the incident. Push him on this again? Didn't Phoenix say something earlier about, like, I shouldn't push him on this yet? One was green, then was yada yada, newfangled rubbish, some kind of lens, when I called it glasses. Match Kudo. No, still wait and see. Okay. I'm a little lost on this one. Am I supposed to, like, talk about the prescription bag again? He doesn't mention that the dude, like, applied the prescription to his ear or whatever. I don't know how I would, like, push that, though. Like, what sentence would I use that on? So one of those pesky young types wearing broken spectacles, newspaper in his right hand, kept rustling its pages. Young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that. Serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. Little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. This is in his handwriting, isn't it? The victim's handwriting? So he was, like, doodling in this. Could it be that, like... Well, no, that wouldn't. I was gonna say, like, he couldn't have had a free hand because he was writing, but he would have just, like, he would have put the paper on the table, been writing with one hand, and then drinking with the other, theoretically. But he definitely shouldn't have had an empty hand if he was applying medicine to his left ear, right? He should have been, like, applying medicine with one hand and then holding the sports paper in the other hand. Is there any way I can, like, catch him on the spectacles thing? There's nothing about this dude wearing glasses. Even his profile. Yeah, his profile doesn't even mention the whole, like, wearing spectacles thing. Bum, 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 bum. I think him applying the medicine is like the only thing I have going. Nope, I'm wrong. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement. Or yada yada yada. They aren't, are they? Nope, I'm wrong. It's gotta be the thing about the spectacles, then. It's gotta be something about the spectacles, but what is it gonna be about the spectacles, though? Like, what could it even be? Well, he doesn't mention the lottery tickets at all. Am I supposed to, like, show the lottery tickets, maybe? Potentially? Bum, bum, bum. Not this, not this. It's not gonna be the magazine clipping. I don't think it's gonna be the sports paper. I don't see how the sports paper could be used here. It's not that, it's not that, it's not that, not that. I don't think the autopsy report is gonna do anything here. I don't think the floor plans is gonna do anything here. He doesn't have the sports paper here, but I don't see how I can, like, use that at all. Bum, 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 bum. Maybe I just need to, like, push through everything again and something new will pop up. That happens sometimes, where you, like, say hold it to something later in the testimony, then say hold it to something earlier in the testimony and it changes. Newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? Supposed to be able to read the back page rustling. If Guts and Braun won, it was his paper, not yours, yada yada. What are you looking like for? Don't judge me. Ow, ow. Got beaten anyway, yada yada. He was listening to wireless. Taking it, young rascal. It was one or the other. Read the paper, listen to the yada yada yada. Okay. Still nothing. Waitress who you only saw from behind. You're never gonna let that go. Maybe. What does it matter if it was front or behind? My eyes don't lie. Ow, ow. His free hand. Weren't you listening? With his right hand. If his free hand wasn't his right, which one do you think it is? Ow, ow. Ha, perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. Maybe, bro, maybe. Bum, 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 bum. Dude, I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I'm stumped. Maybe it's something to do with the radio? Alright, I don't want to get stuck on this all day. Someone in chat give me a hint. I really want to finish this playthrough before July. I don't want to get stuck on this for longer than we already have been. I have no idea what they want from me here. Placement of hand is important. Contradiction is in the hands. Well, he mentions hands here, right? Little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and... Okay, so I was on the right track, but it's not the prescription bag. It's something else. It's not going to be anything over there. It's going to be one of these. I already tried the prescription bag, so it's not that. Oh, is it gonna, like, contradict what he means by free hands? When we, like, look at the fingerprints on the coffee cup, maybe? Okay, that's it. That's what I was missing. Wow, that's not an easy thing to recognize, because, like, him saying the free hand thing doesn't even really sound like a contradiction at all. But also for, like, the way to work it out to be like, oh, yes, the fingerprints on the cup will tell you if it was right or left-handed. That's pretty deep. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of the testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. Ah, what is this, kindergarten? But I'd like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where the stain is, you'll clearly see... Oh, wow, yeah, that is super easy to miss. The way that you hold the coffee cup means that it had to have been held by your right hand, otherwise the coffee stain would be on the opposite side. Holy cow, that is really, really specific. The victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better... Wait! If you think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup, I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question, I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo, who are at fault. Victim blaming? Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. I'm so close to the nice year. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot? But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Left hand or right hand? This is a whole new testimony. Ooh, is the music, like, sped up? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I got confused by that sentence for a second. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad! But they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts in good old black and white. Okay. What the heck am I supposed to do here? So the victim was wearing an HMD. HD, TV, yada yada, what does it matter? It was none of them actually, but anyway. And you're sure he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question, I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that does add up with the thing. It's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. Yeah, that adds up. You would have only seen his left side. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. Kept fiddling with it all the time, yada yada. Seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenelg. He was getting on my nerves, rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all that fuss, dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, no, no. The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. And when the tour guide says on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah, you're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you? No, I didn't mean... Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. So is the trick here that the earpiece was actually on the right side at some point? So if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo. That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me. Looks like he really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. This is the dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? He's wearing it on the left side. It was his left eardrum that was ruptured. So when he was like fiddling with it, it should have been him applying the medicine. Earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. Kept fiddling with it. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. I mean, he could have held the coffee cup at a weird angle to drink from it. Could it be something it's got to be something about how he was applying medicine to his left ear. So am I just supposed to show the prescription bag again to be like he's applying medicine? I'm gonna save real quick. Just in case. Fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup too. Am I supposed to... I don't know... I don't know where to, like, present this evidence. The only thing I can think of is that it has to do with him applying the medicine to his left ear. So it would be on one of the ones that he said fiddling?
Objection!
Okay, cool. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What'd you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear from his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Oh yeah, he couldn't even hear from his left ear. I didn't even think about that part. Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon! Alright. When is your gut feeling ever wrong, Chaos? Oh, it was wrong a lot in 2-4. Order! This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javicino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions. Can't we, like, look at the fingerprints on the cup to see which hand he used? Isn't that, like, can't you do that? Because, like, your left fingerprints and your right fingerprints, are they identical? I don't think, are your fingerprints identical on both hands? I don't think they are. I actually don't know. Witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up this cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Like this. Oh, you drinking? Sadly, Mr. Kudo, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it's time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Do you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. You're too far down, little man. Each fingerprint is unique? Okay, that's what I thought. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That's all for now. This court is adjourned. Or are we done with the trial day? Hold it. No, we're not. Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know. Ooh? What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything, but I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook? Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. That means nothing else can be done for the rest of the day. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it'll be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet, much, much quicker. Can't believe this is happening. Ha-ha! You better get ready, youngster. How many bird seeds does he have? I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. But did Phoenix hear me talking? What? First of all, I want to stress this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. Young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of the Javachino. While the clumsy idiot upset the vase, he knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth cover in the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, huh? What does this mean? Is that all? Yeah, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless old man? No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips? Nick? I was gonna say Neek. In this crime photo, that vase is not broken. Yeah, so what, probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. The final showdown. Does this even accomplish anything, or is this just to make the old man feel bad? Objection, you're stupid. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. Huh, so what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch. Ow, ow. Enough! If you throw any more, I got cut off. What is it now? I just remembered something. Yeah, go on. The broken vase? Ha! It was on my table. What? Ah, well, you see. It startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Haha, yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm glad we all sat through that. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Ah, wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I got more to say. Oh yeah, I remember something else. Someone please get this guy out of here. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the room. Wait, listen to me. All right, old timer. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked. I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we've heard thus far. The marks on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it. I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing. Magic must defeat magic, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from, he's most insistent that his testimony should be of use, so he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that. Kudo's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Kudo's. Yes, Your Honor. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? We can give them out as souvenirs. That is all. This court is adjourned. To be continued. All right, first trial day done. On to the next bit of investigation. Oh my goodness, it's Mia's ficus. So how do you think the trial went this morning? How do you think it went? Got a bit crazy in there. I just wonder if that killed our chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is what old Mr. Kudo saw, the apron straps and the ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talk about a terrifying case of contradictionitis. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah, we've got to find one for Maggie or she's gonna have a terminal case of guilty. Alright. Well, I'm officially at a loss as where to start. Yeah, me too. Let's try some brainstorming. You go first. Guess we should try to put Mr. Kudo's testimony to some sort of use. Yeah, it's true. And we need to figure out the identity of the waitress and who the victim really was. We're gonna have to talk to the French guy. No! Somehow I think the key to this case has got to be at Trebian. Oh, where the murder happened, you think? What a stunning deduction, Phoenix. Well then, let's go back there and check it out again. We should drop in on Maggie and see how she's doing too. Anything on your mind? Actually, there's something. I was wondering about... Oh, Evil Phoenix. You know, like what he's like and stuff. Oh, yeah. Almost forgot about that guy. What is this new music? Oh, my goodness. I'd have beat you so hard, it'll feel like you were smooching the express train. Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright? Because I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only. Actually, I've learned a little something about my doppelganger. Huh? You did? What'd you find out? Oh yeah, Maya was working at the restaurant when I ran into Don Phony? Let's just say he was such a terrible version of me that I wanted to sue for defamation. What's that guy's story anyway? What does he have to gain by impersonating me? Well, getting Maggie Bird imprisoned, I guess, is definitely one thing that he's gained from it. Alright. Detention center first. Guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we got questions to ask her too. Maggie! Maggie! Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. It is where I get a drink of water, though. Très bien. Empty as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime, too. That's it. Come on, come on, come on. Hey, that sounds like... Yo, Gumshoe! Now just call an 8, pal. Come on, I know you can. He's getting really worked up about something. Oh my goodness, does he have a lottery ticket? No, that's the wrong number. Ah, looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? Oh, it's you. I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here. He is, and he's having the twin tea set. What can I say? This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal? You really drove her into a corner, you know. You always blow apart my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do it today? Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? What do you prefer, crumbly, like aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So did Maggie say anything to you? About me, I mean? No! Well, how'd she put it again? Can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that. Ugh. Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean... Why? Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh, man, poor Gumshoe. Poor Gumshoe, bro. So did you like the twin tea set? I never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking. So, how did it taste? Well, for $20, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, really. It was delicate. Delicate? You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. That's it! I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste. And I just realized, it's bad! That's it! It tasted bad! Just kind of hard to admit it to yourself when you paid $20 for it, you know? Honestly, fair. Maybe you should have found out about the price after he had finished eating. Hey, Nick, maybe that's why Glenn Eld came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set. If by fierce you mean fearsome, speaking of Glenn Eld, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? What were you all excited about earlier? Huh? That's right, you said you were listening to the radio or something. Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe. You can tell little old me. What were you listening to? Nothing really. It was just the daily exercise show. All right, well, he was obviously listening to... Oh, my goodness, Gumshoe. A psych lock for this Gumshoe? This lunch's special lobster sure is great. Then why are there tears in your eyes? Okay, first of all, tell me more about... No, not the old guy. You know, in all my years, I've never seen a witness who was that confused before. Yeah, you look pretty confused by his testimony. Nothing against old guys, I like him and all, but he sounded like he was pretty sure about what he saw. Yeah, that's the impression I got too. Me three, but then why doesn't even a single part of his testimony corroborate any of the facts? Alright, tell me more about Glenn Eld. This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked. What happens when he crashes, though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? It wasn't literally a computer, Maya. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday, too. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any more info that's a bit more fun? Fun? No, I know. So have you paid a visit to where Mr. Eld worked yet? You might as well. His workplace? Where's that? A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc. or something like that. Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go. Hit the blue screens. Computers aren't really my thing, Maya. We'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff. No, you don't. I wonder about that. Just around the corner from this joint, you should take a look. Computer firm called Blue Screens Inc., huh? Can I hit you with the interrogation jutsu already? The radio. Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. What were you listening to? No way, pal. Now that you've made a big thing out of it, I'm not going to tell you. We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program was. I'd say it's related to lottery tickets. I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big just like Glenn Eld did? It's like you can see right through me. Okay, what a great psych lock. I cracked him already? See, pal, that's why I said it was nothing. Okay. I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how did it go? I won 50 cents. It'd be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad. Yeah, I know the feeling. I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elgsy, and they've got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal. I bet that's what Mr. Elg was listening to on the day he was killed. Yeah, what time is it now? It's just after 1:30. And are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time? Yeah, look, I got this flyer when I bought the ticket. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Millionaire radio, that sounds cool. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money. I think the only other thing to present is Victor's testimony, maybe? What do you think about this? Sorry, pal, can't discuss. All right, yeah. Nothing there. All right, well, let's go to blue screens. What on earth? Look at those dudes. Wow, this place is so high-tech, you can almost smell the electricity in the air. It's a computer firm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know. Who are you? Oh, hello. Hello. I'm sorry, access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood. Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show. My name is Lisa Basil. I'm the company director. Director? She's human? She seems more like a ghost in a shell. Anime reference. That thing over her eye, isn't that the same device as Glenn Elg's? Well, yeah, everyone here probably uses it. That's a DMH, right? Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's an HMD. All of my programmers here at Blue Screen Inks are supplied with HMDs. Then do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing it. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one. All right, let's examine first. Hey, look, Nick, it's a supercomputer. Looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it? Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. Well, that explains why we don't use the computer in our office. You work there too, Maya? Yeah, but at least I'm... Please don't argue about something that's so trivial. Otherwise, the computer will laugh at you. Okay. She said she'd laugh at us, Nick. She's a human, Maya, not a computer. Whoa, look at this desk, Nick. What a mess. Looks pretty average to me. But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this. You think? Real whiz kids can work under any conditions, you know. She's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry, then. Hey, this calendar? What about it? Is this another hint? If this is another hint about tidying, you can forget it. Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen. December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Is there anything else? Yeah, it says meet with the tiger. Oh, the tiger is Phony Phoenix. The tiger? Oh, I wonder if one of the people working here is responsible for killing Glenn Elg. What if it's a robot chick, even? And she disguised herself as a waitress and then worked alongside... What's-his-face? Those pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling. Nah, they just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever what I'm looking for. This office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind. Futuristic? Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. Helps to soothe and calm the soul. On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place really is unsettling. Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. All right, so this guy had a gambling addiction, or a betting addiction. What kind of betting tickets? For betting on which horse will win a given race, they're horse racing tickets. Oh wow, his drawers are stuffed full of these. Looks like they're all losing tickets, though. Horse racing betting tickets found in Glenn Elg's desk. There's over 500 of them. Holy cow. This many tickets would get you what? A buck down at the recycling center? But I didn't know you were so hard up that you'd try to profit from the dead, Nick. I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. Anything else? Anything else? Ooh. He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he? Wow, I bet that's where the pro and programmer comes from, huh? Guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that. Yeah, it's a good idea. Maybe I could become old CD's apprentice. And what about your spirit medium training? Alright, can't check out that dude, though. Alright, let's talk to Robo Chick. So, what exactly is this firm's business? I'll try to simplify it so that you can understand. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them. Huh? You lost me on the corner of analyze and management. Doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You got that much, right? Software we produce is distributed on CDs. CDs? Yes. Compact disc, digital optical storage media. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. It's a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they're doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now? I'm researching the impact of time slicing on logical access to yada yada. Obviously, program structure heavily influences response time, etc., etc. Sure, whatever. Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we're involved in. Did you good people follow all that? Yeah. Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil? You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier, too. But I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Inc. How about Mr. Elg's desk? You cleared it out already? No, not yet. It's this one right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful to you, you're welcome to take it. Oh, I already took everything that I cared about, so guess there might be a clue here somewhere. Alright, anything specific about Glenn Elg? About Mr. Elg. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from one or two bugs in his personality. Aw, like what? He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. That's what got him into trouble. What's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. So he was really no trouble at all. A model employee. Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being in trouble. We gotta find out what this trouble was exactly. Anything about Maggie? Do you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that data is super admin restricted desktop access password protected. Okay. That is Sparta. She won't tell us unless we say the right code word. Code word, huh? Sesame. If it's not Sesame, then it must be your mother's maiden name. That's how it always is. There's no point in having a password if it's always the same thing, Maya. Guess she just doesn't want to talk about this. Maybe we should just focus on asking about Glenn. What do you say? I already did that. Okay, so there's no point in talking to anyone else, it looks like. Whoops. Age unknown. Absolutely not a robot. All right, kind of sus. What do you have to say about this guy's apology? All right, yeah, Sparta. Yep. I really don't want to keep presenting things that are wrong to her because, man, it's such a waste of time. About Mr. Elg, was he in some kind of trouble? I'm sorry, why would you think that? I thought you said something about it just now. You said he got himself into trouble because he was a bit of a loser. Ooh, hello. Oh, that's a big interrogation jutsu. 3 Cyclocks? Guess Mr. Elg is like every other man with his own pile of secrets. I doubt we have everything we need for this already, but I want to see what the opening bit is. So how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elg was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you'd like to speak to someone in customer service? What's she talking about? Guess I better just take a shot and see where it goes. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elg's troubles have something to do with this? It could be that he had to meet with he must have owed money to the mafia. He must have owed money to that mafia dude or something. So it could be about him needing to meet with the tiger, or it could be about his horse betting and all. But there might also be more intel we can get later that just explicitly says that he was like indebted or something. So let's try going to other places first. Why did Gumshoe actually? Do you know anything about him having issues with these? None there. Do you know anything about the tiger? No? Okay. All right. Let's go to Vitamin Square, see if there's anything there. Oh, okay. Huh. I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you? Maybe he went to buy another ton of bird seeds. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be here anyway, at least for now. Oh, but the motorbike is here. I just realized the motorbike of the phony is here. Besides, any more seeds today, and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. The bike. Hey, check this out. I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you, otherwise you might be in for a shock. My phony must be lurking someplace nearby. Just imagine a tiger loose in the city. Meanwhile, the real phoenix is like an abandoned chick lost in a vast urban jungle. Huh? Don't worry, someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger too. Don't lose hope. Why is she trying to pep talk me into becoming my phony? Place is so fruity, yada yada. Okay, I think this is all just repeat stuff. Covered in sand, etc., etc. I'm just wondering if, like, interacting with everything will get, what's his face to show up. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'm supposed to come back later and my phony will show up. Something in the kitchen, maybe? Ah, something here. Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. Oh, you. I'll be back next month. Oui, naturellement, I will be waiting for you. Right, we saw this chick last time in the investigation, didn't we? Didn't she show up in, like, Vitamin Square for a minute or something? I don't remember. Straight out of Silent Hill. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. Ooh, are you also part of the mafia? None, I will have everything ready, I promise. I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles, hee hee. No, stop it, I beg you. Then don't let me down, I'll be watching you. This is not necessary, you can trust me, mademoiselle. Talk to anyone and I'll drive a knife right through your heart. Okay, well. No, you do not have to worry, you know you worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. It is the oil of sandalwood. I do love raw meat from time to time. No! I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now. Alright, that was weird. I have the shivers. I must rub some of my oil all over my body before I become a nervous wreck. Okay, I don't want to be here anymore. Wee, that feels good. Yeah. Ooh la la, excuse-moi, monsieur. My eyes, my eyes! Your eyes? If you have trouble with your eyes, you need this, the oil of sandalwood. Is this just the leftovers of what you were just using? I hate this guy. You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? None, you are right, monsieur. Perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, no? That way, I can give you my undivided attention and cook for you la dish supreme. Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick. But you're alright. Business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem. People do not understand it. They think it is Trey. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant was exclusive. But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays? Nick! That's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry. Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? But this restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I will defend it to the finale. No one will take it from me. So who is that woman you were just talking to? Oh la la, you saw that? Well, yeah, sorry. So, who was she? She looks so polite and graceful. Polite? Graceful? And she likes raw meat and fires, right? I mean, who doesn't? I'll be back next month. I'll be waiting for you. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. What is this Naruto flashback? We literally just read this. Now that I think about it, hey, Maya. I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well, then let's show him that piece of evidence and see what happens. What piece of evidence? Oh, the fact that he's in debt? So long as that paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with broken wings. An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it. Oui, they kept harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them. Help them? With what? Must be insured. What? I need to stop reading the French that I don't recognize. If I did not owe them the money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied. Please, what did you agree to help him with? None, I cannot say. If I tell you that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with a salad garnish. Ew. I hope she doesn't mean that he'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. I'm gonna guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Yeah. Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman. Oh, she's not. Wait, can I, like, talk to you? Okay, yeah. The woman who was here earlier, I take it that she's... I thought that I was reading Armstrong's dialogue at first. Why has it come to this? What a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in la debt. It is a sign of the bad, bad world we live in, oh? No, I'd say it's more a sign of bad culinary skills. The woman who was here, the scary woman. She is from the loan office. Loan office? Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from? Oui, tender lender it is called. Catchy name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money. Please, you must not borrow from them. If you must, no more than $10. $10? Sounds like your whole monthly stipend, Maya. Hey, I get a bit more than that, thank you very much. So tender lender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh? I wonder if they've got anything to do with this case. I am a weak woman. When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Okay. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like his slave. I have to do everything that he tells me. Who's this he? The tiger. The tiger? We is the manager of the lender tender. A terrifying man, the big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the noise of the battered old scooter he rides, I start to cry. A big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter? Does this guy resemble me by any chance? Oh, none. This man has a presence, a most formidable personality. Although, he does have the spiky hair like you. There's a resemblance there, I suppose. Sounds like this loan office is worth checking out after all. If you want to visit the lender tender, it is just beyond Vitamin Square. Hey, Nick. If you need money, I can loan you some, as long as it's less than $3. Less than $3? What are you... Yeah, I need help buying a pack of gum. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? Alright, sounds like that's where we're going next. Oh, by the way, what's-his-face apologizes for breaking your thing. Ah, it is true, my vases are broken all the time. I bought a new ones the next day after the incident. But they wouldn't let me put it on the table because of the investigation. La 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 la. Alright, whatever. Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. We got a big meeting starting in a bit. About Maggie's case, you mean? Nah, it's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside. Okay, we'll see you later then. Bye. All my homies love Gumshoe. Ain't no one more deserving of a happy ending. You better get going, detective, or you'll be late. Actually, I kind of got a favor to ask. It's a big one. A favor? Anything for you, Gumshoe. Yeah, it's for Maggie, actually. I was kind of hoping you'd give this to her for me. What is it? It's a lunchbox. I got up early so I could make it. Oh, Gumshoe. Gumshoe. I've been real worried about her. She looked like she lost a lot of weight. Don't tell her that you noticed that. Do not tell her that you noticed that. It's like, this is sweet of you, but do not tell her that you noticed that. Detective Gumshoe? How many weenies are in here? There's not a person on Earth who could down this much meat. You think? I love weenies. Hate that soundbite. Can't get enough of their tender juiciness. So will you give it to her? It took me ages to make, so please say you will, pal. Can't exactly say no, can I? Tenderly handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. Gumshoe, you are too good for this world. Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry. I'll kill you, Maya. I'll kill you. Don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give that to Maggie. I'm on it, bro. He's finally gone. Vitamin Square first. I want to go to Tender Lender. Win through compromise, huh? This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it? Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that is, as they say, a very good thing. Welcome. Talk about a creepy voice. It makes your soul want to shrivel up and die. Hello. You're here to discuss a loan? No, not exactly. The manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please. Why is her head wrapped like that? She's gone, just like that. Guess we'll just have to come back another time. But this is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick, let's take a look around, okay? You think it'd be okay? Of course, no one will ever know. Coffee. Ah! I'll leave it here for you to enjoy quietly. Yes, thank you. Do not touch the desk, please. All right, she's creepy. Nick, let's get out of here. Now she wants to get out of here. Nah, we examine him. What's this? It's a punching bag. What? No way. You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that. What do you mean walking around? The design's gross to start with, and it's way too heavy to be practical. Why is it called a punching bag? Don't people know messenger bags are in? I knew it. I was right before, back at Trebienne. Paris fashion is more my thing. I really, really hope she's pulling my chain on this one. It's yanking your chain, bro. That's one impressive desk on one impressive rug. It's solid gold, Nick. Gold! Just look at that shine. Only real gold shines like that. There's no way that's real gold. Would you really want such a shiny desk, though? I don't know. But let's see what it's like to sit at a solid gold desk. Wow, I'm completely dazzled. That's because it's completely dazzling. I can see up my nose in the reflection. That's got to be really distracting. So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there. There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so loud, it's a wonder you can hear it. The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the tiger's into. Have you finished the coffee? Ah! Yes, thanks. It was lovely. So, you drank it all? Heh. Gulp. If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup. Okay. That coffee, it was laced with something. Nick, my stomach, it's killing me. Oh, wait, maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast. You ate a burger for breakfast? Sure hope so. We better take a look at that CD while we're still alive and have the chance. What the? What? It's not the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Claw of the Tiger? It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber. What? This must be the CD Maggie told us about. Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal. No way. That woman will make us drink more coffee if we do. Found a tender lender or sample disc with the name written in marker. That writing looked like it was more than just MC. Let's see. This round doll thing is called a Daruma, I think. Figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured in case you're wondering. You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change? Heh, I bet you also didn't know that no matter what, he'll always write himself. Go on, Nick, give him a good shove. Only if I feel like dying. Now this yellow thing, this is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king from shogi. Not that I'm an expert or anything, I'm more of a reverse eye person. You know, I don't know what reverse eye is. Assuming she knows what she's talking about, these aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they? Gulp. Hey, there's a piece of paper sticking out from under here. What is it? A repair bill? Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? $15,000 to replace a bumper and a light? That's insane! Car's registered to the Cadaverinis? Huh? So it's not even the tiger's car? Why would someone else's repair bill be in the tiger's office? Car repair bill of $15K paid by Tigre to the Cadaverini family. What the heck? Win through compromise. Wonder what that's supposed to mean. Must mean something if they took the trouble to frame it like that. Yeah, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me. That. Ah! That's Tenderlender's guiding principle. Oh. Compromise the customer to win. Oh, I see. How about you? Oh, compromise the customer. Oh, that is not what that's supposed to mean. Yeah, well, as long as we don't have to compromise my hair, I'd say we're okay. That's one slogan no business owner should ever explain to their customers. Yeah, it's messed up. Hey, look at this Parisian-style coat. It's so chic. Looks more like a pimp coat to me. Guess I haven't got an eye for fashion. Hey, look at this. This suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick. Well, well, well. Same color as my suit. Ah! Keep your voice down, Maya. Nick, you've got a... I pressed A too, or I pressed X too fast. Some cake. Ah! I'll just leave it here for you. Yeah, sure, thanks. Just wait here quietly, otherwise. Sure. Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said. Yeah, sure. I have my eye on you, only so I can take care of you, understand? What on earth is going on? Yeah, I just noticed all the cigarette butts and all on the definitely flammable rug. I'm scared, Nick. So, what were you getting so excited about before? Look on the lapel of this suit. Oh, he had a fake attorney's badge. That's an attorney's badge. Is the tiger a lawyer? That's like made out of cardboard, you moron. No way, look at this thing, it's made of paper. Found a tender lender made of cardboard and painted to look authentic. For some reason, your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick. Why does anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one? Oh no, someone's dropped the ashtray on the floor. That's gonna be a nightmare to clean up. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything. Accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once, cleaning up was such a pain. It was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal. How'd she manage to knock one of those over? Aren't they supposed to be super heavy? Oh hey, there's a book of matches here too. But do you really call that a book of matches? That's called a book. Also, it says Très Bien on it, which is obviously going to be a big deal. Matches, huh? Places don't give those out much nowadays. Hey, wait a second. What is it? Look what's printed on its cover. It says Très Bien. Matches used for advertising found lying in tender lender. These matches could come in handy. We might be able to use them. Yeah, the pilot light for the office boiler keeps going out. Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss. Oh, is what's his face here? Yeah. Very over the top. Yeah, I get it, yeah. Rawr. XD. Come out from under the desk, Maya. What are you used to snooping around in my office for? Why are you this color? My precious carpet, you's got ash on my rug. You gonna wish your ugly feet never came through my door? It wasn't us, it was already like that. You wanna argue with me? Is that what you doing? You think yous can take me on? Hey, you! I'm gonna flatten you two into pancakes and turn you into my new rug. Don Tigre, you're back. That voice, it's like evil seeping into your head through your ears. Don Tigre, by the way. Paid by him, Don Tigre, to the Cadaverini family. I'm sorry, Don Tigre. I knocked over that ashtray earlier and... has she got a death wish or what? Alright. Huh? Forget about it, Violetta. It's nothing. What? I ain't gonna get mad at you. You're too cute, you hear? That's so unfair. Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan. Okay. Rawr, Phoenix Wright. Yeah. Those, you either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I worked so hard, but now you gotta come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He's my phony. Ha! But I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me? Haha! You should have left a little girl at home, right? I have a few things I want to ask. Rawr. No questions. This is the last time we meet. Okay, bye. Wait, please! That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him. Hey, you better stop this stream or else. Oh no! He's gonna stop me. Like you're one to talk, I didn't hear you scream hold it either. The espresso. Can we stop with the like ding noise and the flashing screen? I'm getting tired of it. And cookies. This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was it the tiger called her? Violetta? Hello, Violetta. So, kind of curious about your company, Tender Lender. With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family business, a conscientious rate of interest, and an attractive repayment policy, why do I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well? We'll tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tender Lender. Hey, Nick, things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan? Why don't you die in a fire, Maya? Would I like to take a loan out from a place like this? Not so much. Tender Lender is on your side, hee hee. So let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then? We'd give you more coffee. Strong coffee. Alright, I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. So, do you know about the incident we're investigating? What incident? Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here. That incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager being the tiger. Furio Tigre. Tigre? So that's where the tiger thing comes from. Evil Phoenix has got a real name. Nick, hurry up and find out more about him. Okay. 42. Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tigre. Cookie. Sure. How do you like my cookies? I baked them myself. Go ahead, Nick. The honor is all yours. No, ladies first, Maya. Hee hee. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and the scary girl doing working together? We are lovers. Oh, okay. That's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice. And I owe Don Tigre my life. He's the one who saved me. The tiger saved you? Please address him properly as Don Tigre, otherwise I'll have to. Okay, Don Tigre, of course. I'm sorry. He saved your life. I'd sure like to know how that happened. Possibly part of the staff at Tinderlinder? Why do they not tell us the age of any of the women? Anything about this guy? About this, more coffee, you must have more, yada yada. Alright. Anything about Maggie Bird? Oh, wait, I just realized. This chick must be the one who, pretended to be the waitress. Look at her hair. Her hair totally looks like it could fit that image we saw earlier when the dude said that he saw the old guy said that he saw the chick from behind. It absolutely could have been her hairstyle. I don't leave the office. I can't tell you about anything except Don Tigre. Okay. I'm very frail, you see. Just recently, I died once. You died once, huh? You died? About 4 months ago, the doctors said to abandon all hope. Guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the River Styx. But Don Tigre, he saved me. He gave up everything. Everything? When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. No offense, but I'm finding it a little hard to believe. I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso. Still wonder about what's in her coffee. So is that why you've got that bandage around your head? Hee hee hee. This? So what's the story with the bandage? They put it on after the operation. Operation? It's just a little injury, a little fatal injury. A fatal injury? Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once. Oh, hello. Interrogation jutsu, huh? That's a lot. She really creeps me out, Nick. Same here, but we gotta find out the truth. Okay, again, I don't think I'm gonna have the stuff ready to be able to do this, but let's see how it starts. Interrogation jutsu! The head bandage. Said that bandage around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Hee hee. Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Yeah, I don't know that I have anything that can match this. Oh, you know what? It could be this repair bill, actually. Maybe she was hit by the Cadaverini car. That's the only thing I think that we could have right now, but I think we should investigate more first. Oh. There he is. Old CD's back feeding the pigeon. Oh, not the old guy again. There, take this and get out of my park. Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya, just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can. What? Why? Hello, old man. What are you doing, Maya? Huh? Ah. Hey, he just turned his back on us. I'm not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in court this morning. Hey, Mr. Kudo. Pigeon. Look, we really need to talk to you, all right? Do we? Out with the demons, in with good fortune. Ow, cheese, shell splinters, painful. I always knew you were a demon, Maya. What's up, bro? Sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. Dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside that he can't remember her face. A filthy, depraved animal. Not at all. Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. Yeah, that could absolutely be Viola. She put some white powder into the young lad's Javachino. We hear you. And another thing, one more thing. The young layabout was wearing an earpiece on the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles. We're really sorry. So I made a little mistake about the vase, so what? I know what I saw, I tell you. Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo. Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat. Take this. You said you were a craftsman, right? Ah, the modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves. Surely it's not that. I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the shoguns. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one. Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself. I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose. What? Scream right down his ear hole. Objection. Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all. I got a tsunami of frustration inside, and it's ready to burst out. If we let him start rambling now, he might never shut up. What should I do? You know what? Suck it up. Let's just listen to him. Guess I better let him talk, so there's not much call for craftsmen these days, huh? Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. Errands? Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman? Well, buy some bread, now that I can understand. But what's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why don't people say what they mean? Get lost, that's what they're trying to say. Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at that restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I? I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute, what did he just say? At home and at that restaurant? Hold up. By restaurant, are you talking about Trebien? Did you get asked to run an errand there too? Yeah, I did, the very day that young brat was poisoned. What? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do? Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. The serving girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see. Then the owner shouted over to me. Excusez-moi, you, calling the police. Call them yourself. I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time. So did you end up calling the police? Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze. Did you call them on your cell phone? Nah, do I look like I have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course. You went looking for one? I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes? So for 5 minutes after the incident happened, yes sirree, the owner was at Trebien on his own. Why didn't you mention this in court this morning? Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance, but you all bullied me out of the courtroom. Thank you, Mr. Kudo, you've certainly earned. Wait a minute, if that's the case, there's more. I got more to say. I remember something else. Bailiff, get him out of here. It's not my fault, you're the ones to blame. You could have at least told us before we got to court. Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police? Well, it's really important that he wasn't in the room. What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead and Maggie was unconscious, which leaves that woman, I mean that man, alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose. What do you mean? Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant. Ah, oh sure, you go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. Suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead, huh? We need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong. Hey, look, it's your apology. Did you take a look at this? Ah, excuse me. Let me get 1,000,000 of my grumbles on my chest and I'll take one quick look. I got an earthquake of frustration inside ready to rumble. On second thought, forget it. Yada yada. Holy cow, it's just so much. We have so much stuff now. You know anything about this guy? Nope. Alright, I don't think he's gonna do anything else for us. Bum 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 bum. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again, but the place is open for business. Can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened, Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Ah, missing when we need to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose. Maybe. Maybe. So we probably need to talk to Maggie then. Yep. I double tapped X while I was taking a drink of water. Mr. Wright, I think he said, or she said something like that. Hello, Maggie, so they finished questioning you? Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm gonna stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. Weren't you scared? Wait, you have access to your blog? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, he was all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident anyway. Is it possible she's the one misremembering things? Well, let's cheer her up first. Look at what Gumshoe got you. Oh yeah, I got something you're gonna love. Really? What is it? A lunchbox just for you. Here. Wow, a lunchbox? Weenies too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this too. I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir. Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that. The rules are the rules. What are you, Kinro from Dr. Stone? They'll lock you up if you break them. Somehow, when an ex-cop turned waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway, I hate weenies. Oh, really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But she's right. It's better than letting it go to waste. But I guess so. Poor Gumshoe, man. Well, how was it? That hit the spot. I love weenies. Oh, good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Poor Gumshoe, man. What if I present Gumshoe? Back when I was an officer, Detective Gumshoe always looked out for me. But today I was the one who had to look out for him, trying to incriminate me the whole time. You've got to remember, Maggie, Gumshoe's a detective. He's got a job to do. My old boss, I thought at least he'd be on my side. He is on your side. He'd do anything to help you. You can't fool me. I saw him in court today. Felt like a poor little baby woodpecker being pecked on the head by its own mother. Gumshoe's testimony was pretty solid. No wonder it hurt her so much. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Ouch. Think I just saw Gumshoe's chances go down in flames like the Hindenburg. Poor Gumshoe. I don't think it's getting through to her that he really was trying to help. Poor Gumshoe. Alright, well, let's just talk to you first. Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him. But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today? That it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup? So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know the CD with the writing on it? Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It was MC Bomber, Maya. That name was scrawled on the sports paper as well. They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me. Yeah, there are a lot of moving parts to this case. You said you passed out when the victim, Glenn Elg, collapsed, right? Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir. Yeah, Maggie's hair is not long enough to match the... It's gotta be what's-her-face. Viola has to have been the one in the maid outfit that Kudo saw. So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Très Bien. No idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture. Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old CD wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police. Exactly. And you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all. Grr. It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. What? Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier. I don't know. The things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out. Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old CD. Alright. Feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. Feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better. Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you gotta tell us. Especially if it has something to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. All right. Do you know any more about, like, Armstrong and all? Mr. Armstrong was very good to me after I was fired from the force. Can't believe someone as nice as him could have anything to do with this. Well, in the time between the victim being poisoned and the police being called, the only person who was on the scene and had a chance to do anything was Mr. Armstrong. There was no one else there. Or was there? Mr. Armstrong wouldn't set me up, would he? You know anything about Lisa Basil? No, used to be. I'm incarcerated. Can't use my connections to help you. Is info about the ex-cons or clientele at Très Bien. Anything about Violetta? Nope. Anything about Furio Tigre? Holy smokes, that's him! Huh? That's your phony, Mr. Wright. Just look at that ridiculous suntan. For the record, I'm not sunburned like an over-dried tomato, so I don't know how. He told me he'd been on a business trip to Hawaii, and that's where he got the tan. I'm not hearing this. Alright. Victor's testimony. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you? Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo. But I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman. Oh! A woman? Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy. She had a kind of cackling laugh. Creepy? Cackling? Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Okay, now do I show you... What's her face? Oh, wait, I hit court record instead of present. Oh, no, I can't... Really? I can't just show you a picture of Violetta? She's got to be talking about Violetta. Oh, the CD. Nope. Am I done talking to Maggie right now? I might be done talking to Maggie right now. Potassium cyanide? I've never heard of that poison before in my life, sir. Okay, maybe I have, but I've never seen it before. That's the truth. I wouldn't even know where the nearest potassium cyanide dealer is in the first place. Potassium cyanide dealers? Sounds like another group of drug pushers to avoid. In any case, this definitely isn't something you can pick up just anywhere. Ah, curse my rotten luck. The criminal must have stuck the bottle in my apron while I was unconscious. Oh yeah, that's from when I was carrying a customer's breakfast over to him. Ketchup splotch, you mean? My whole face was fire engine red thanks to that stuff. But you spilled the ketchup on your apron, didn't you? I don't see how. Ketchup-covered omelet went flying and hit the customer in the face. Oh, talk about a tomato red face. Makes me wish I could have seen it myself. Yeah, I guess it was kind of a sight to behold. Okay, I think we might be done with you. At least for now. See if we can talk to Gumshoe. The main server just went up in smoke. Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already. Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief. But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas. It's gotta have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No! Just when some young guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend. Wait, he was gonna confess to his son's hot girlfriend? Okay. Wow, this place is buzzing. Something must be going down. Something really big. Huh? What are you doing here, pal? Detective Gumshoe. You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. Huh? We had big problems here today. Why? What's going on? It's a virus. A virus? A virus? There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. Sounds like it could be related to Blue Screen. But I really need to ask you some questions. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up. Yes? No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear? Okay. If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. We're not thinking about borrowing money, detective. We want info. Ah, is that all? Well, let's see. Tender lender is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. Seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed, calling in all their debts. Really? Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady. All right, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. He mentioned the lady. What did he just say, that lady? Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick? We better find out what the story is with this lady. All right, what about the computer viruses? So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know. What? Look, I just go with the flow, all right, pal? And And here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is? Well, Nick, do you? A computer virus, sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine. I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics to the two of you. Okay, this is a weird line. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is, it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Imagine all the case data you've got stored on your PCs here in the station. A virus could wipe out all that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Whoa, that's scary. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious. Infectious? Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network, so the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Huh, just like a real virus, huh? But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that? Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's. What? That's horrible. Oh, I get it. It's like you sneezing on Mr. Kudo so he catches a cold. Right, then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. Genius strat. Genius strat. Just spit in his coffee. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong. Who? What? Where? When and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is, a bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. Wait, what was the name of the virus? I missed that part. Look at this fake badge. What do you think about this? Sorry, pal, yada yada. Retrial has only just begun. Anything about this? Detective Gumshoe, about this. What? I'm trying to help Megan? Ah! This is it, this stupid name, I remember now. I thought so, here it comes. Don't just nod yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick. What's going on? It's okay, Maya, you don't have to cry about it. The name scribbled on that sports paper and written on that CD. That's the name of the virus, MC Bomber. Oh, it's the name of the virus. What? Yeah, the virus that's just infected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber. Oh, so he... Okay. So, did the Tender Lender people, did they need to delete stuff off of the... They needed the virus to delete stuff out of the precinct, I guess. And he was buying the virus from the dude. From the, Glen Elg dude. But he didn't want to pay for it, so he killed him and then took it. And that's why he didn't bother taking the, the lottery ticket and planted it on Maggie. Instead, he just took the, he took the CD that he needed, which was the virus. Can you give us any more details, please? Hit us, Gumshoe. We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met. Who are they? I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess. And now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer at every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival. All this stuff with criminals and viruses, it almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie. Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the route of this virus on the black market. You mean someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal. In the millions? A virus can be worth that much? Contains a computer virus program, okay. What else can I show you? Anything about this? The Très Bien matches? What do you think about this, Detective Gumshoe? Yada yada. Alright, nothing there. Anything about the Cadaverini family? Nope. Anything about, like, all this betting? Alright, I don't think we have anything else there. Anything about this guy? Oh, this guy, the tiger. Is he famous? Yeah, this guy's not a loan shark, you know. Nope, he's a big lone cat. Hence the name. Don't pay him back and you'd better say your prayers, because he'll eat you alive. You're shaking, detective. Like a leaf. I'm just, you know, kind of on edge at the moment, if you know what I mean. That's the girl who works over at Tenderlender. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it. She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she? That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Her name's Viola Cadaverini. Oh! She's a Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini. Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick? Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini's the boss of the Cadaverini family. The Cadaverinis? That's one scary sounding name. Can't touch them, they're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. Better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. Alright. The Cadaverinis? Not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? Scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop. These guys are scary. They got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They've got too much moolah. Moolah? As in, they pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market. The black market, huh? And that includes Tenderlender, I take it? Sure, no one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one. Interesting. So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then? Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So how did she end up at Tenderlender? I don't know, pal. But I heard she and the boss of Tenderlender are pretty tight. Tight? That's what it said in a file I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue to me. I can't believe it. I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is, you know, the lunchbox. How'd everything go? Oh, no, Gumshoe, no. No, Gumshoe, no. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Lunchbox? You remember the weenies? I hate weenies. Oh, yeah, those weenies. So, how did my weenies taste when they went down that? Shut up. Shut up! Huh? It was delicious. Yeah, that's what she said, really? Well, not exactly. Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. Prepared? What do you mean? I made a jumbo lunchbox. Oh, do me a favor again, huh, pal, and deliver this? This sure is a heavy burden in more ways than one. I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that. Weenies again, Nick. Tell me we don't have to eat all these, too. Tenderly handmade. Given again. Really can't eat anymore. I'm taking this and giving this to Maggie Bird. Listen, I'm here for this. This is oh no, she's not here. This is my new one true ship. My OTP. Maggie Bird and Detective Gumshoe. I don't even really care about Maggie. I just want Gumshoe to be happy. Where am I supposed to go next? He's not back. Bum, bum, bum. Right, you have a whatchamacallit, an interrogation no jutsu. So we could try and do that. And I know you're a Cadaverini now. We also still have the, we have the other place that also has an interrogation jutsu, right? Doesn't this also have you also have an interrogation jutsu? Yeah. Well, I have gotten a lot of intel now. This virus program had to have, like, come from you guys, or at least from Glen Elg. Well, I think well, I was gonna say we definitely have to break some now, but there could still be someone somewhere I could talk to, but I feel like we probably need to break a Cyclock. So, let's give it a try. Interrogation no jutsu! I was about to say, you only had 3, right? So we should try yours first. So how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elg was in? I'm sorry, sir, we don't deal with troubleshooting, customer service, what you talk about, take a shot. Ms. Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elg's trouble have something to do with this? Okay. Bum, bum. I think the best bet here is him, like, losing so many bets. Yeah, there we go. What is that? A bunch of horse racing tickets, all losing ones. With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. Yeah, so I've heard. You good people are very, very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral. Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell? But what is the relevance of these tickets? The victim, Mr. Glenn Elg, he had a gambling habit, didn't he? I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time. Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets. Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own. You're right, but I'm not through yet. Mr. Elg's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? Yeah, victim's lottery ticket. Genius. The lottery, horse racing, he bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. That's got to have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Oh, she's sweating up a storm. I didn't know that robots could sweat. Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps? No! You're right, Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example, do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he, for $500,000? Yeah, but it's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? It's true that Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the end, but that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. Deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Elg's real problem was with someone or something more trying and ferocious. Okay, someone. It's gotta be... Well, actually, could it be this idiot? Bruno Cadaverini? Age 78! This dude is old as heck. But no, he wasn't meeting with Cadaverini, though. He was meeting with Tigre. Yeah. Furio Tigre, the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. Tender Lender? People with businesses should think harder before naming their offices. Like you're one to talk? Well, what do you think? Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money. No. I mean about Mr. Elg. You think Glenn had something to do with this Furio Tigre? Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know of any connection between the two of them. Really? Because I've got proof that Mr. Elg and the Tigre knew each other? Why isn't this text in green like it normally is? Anyways, this says meet with the tiger. Yeah, easy. Furio Tigre, aka the Tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. Elg met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his debt. No! It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think. $100,000? Ouch. But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame Maggie couldn't have a bit of that good luck. Okay, so the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? That he was going to sell the virus. Oh, that's what happened! He was going to sell the virus, or he was going to give the virus to El Tigre and be like, hey, we're square, you can sell this for however much you need. But then he won the lottery, and because he won the lottery, he was like, well, I'm not going to give you the virus now, I have the money I need. And then El Tigre was like, I need that virus, and so he killed him. That's my working formula right now, or my working theory. But that's just a theory. A game theory. Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspect he was talking about programming. What computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. So close to cracking her. Program in question, was it by any chance... Wait, to the right. MC Bomber! Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber, no! Alright, and now we kill her. Unlock successful. Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer, but it had been infected with a gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yeah, $100,000 in debt, not an easy amount to repay. So, he said he was taking on some extra work, something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was gonna become a waitress at Trevian. Shut up, Maya. Where do you come up with these ideas? So it's safe to say Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh? The MC Bomber virus? Yes. It was a work of genius, in a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivable, Gumshoe was right for a change. This date, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar, that was his deadline for repaying his debts. Okay, computer virus made by Glenn, potentially worth millions of dollars. I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. Alright, cool. I love having less things in the record. Use the trash can, Nick. Alright, anything else? Anything else you can tell me about, like, El Tigre or anything? Do you mind taking a look at this? Sorry, yada, yada. Okay, yeah. Alright, I don't think we need to talk to her anymore. Yeah, we already asked about Glen Elg. I think we might be done with you. So now, unless someone has shown up somewhere new, which is why I'm going to a couple of different locations right now. Oh wait, I should see if Maggie is back at the detention center. She is not. Okay, I don't think I need to talk to Gum. Well, I may as well go over here and look. Alright, don't need to talk about... Well, yeah, I should show him the virus. What do you think about this? Sorry, pal. Yeah, okay. Yep. So I think now we need to go break the other Cyclock then. Vitamin Square. Tender Lender. Alright, lady. Gotta break yours. Take that! Interrogation no jutsu! Bop, 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 bop. The head bandage. I was gonna say the head banger for some reason. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Hee hee. Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Okay, the injury in question, it's got to do with the... Yeah, Tigray pays this to the car repair bill. It's got to be that she was, like, in a car accident, I think. Yeah. I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident. Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis? Yes, it is. I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me? Some tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. All right, then. Your relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. It's because this is your grandfather? Do I present her profile because it says that she's Cadavereni, or do I present her grandfather because it says that he lives for his granddaughter? I think I present her. We can lose to it. It's fine. Alright, it is that one. I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadavereni. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you? It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family cars when someone pulled out in front of me. How old are you? Oh, she's 25. Yeah, that checks. Oh, it's the scooter dude. It was him on his scooter. It was a motorbike or something like it. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but I took a blow to the head, a bad one. Yeah, I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadavereni, right? I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, or so I heard. Ran away? If they'd stayed, I'd have. Hee hee. Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been? It was obviously, Furio Tigre. It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident. It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it. We collided, the motorbike in my car, but Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he? It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I can feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it was him, too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadavereni, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. I do? Oh, is it the fact that his bike is, like, all smashed up? Yeah, okay. It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadavereni, you know the truth, don't you? Hee hee hee. This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigre. Cadaverenis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they? It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true. I knew it. But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive. How much are we talking? Very, very, very expensive. She seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right? After I recovered, Don Tigre told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him. Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. Oh, is it her dad? Or her granddad? He forced him to? Yeah. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadavereni, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you're his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadavereni, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money? $1 million. Ooh, that's a lot. Unlock successful. 4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious, a simple procedure. Ah, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big. They said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million bucks? My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, you pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow. Oh, I can hit this now. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadavereni. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather. She's crying. But I knew that wasn't really true. Wow, I'm so sorry. What he did to get the money was evil. Aren't you the granddaughter of a mafia boss? He said it was all for me, so I helped him. You helped him? In what way? Here, take these. What are these, medical papers? I'm Bruto Cadavereni's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer he simply couldn't refuse. Ah, she said the mafia thing. A $1 million bill for cranial surgery payment was due last year. Wow, I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable, huh? There are two things that I consider inexcusable: poisoning and betrayal. Specifically poisoning? Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. Yeah, if you're gonna kill someone, do it like a man. Shoot him in the face with a gun. Is everything all right, Nick? We should get going right after we finish our espresso. Yeah, I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. All right, get rid of that. Where to now? I probably still need to talk. I was about to say I probably still need to talk to what's-his-face. Yep, this guy. Bonjour! I have been waiting for you to return. Mr. Armstrong. Ah, good timing. I was hoping to find you here. Oh, no, wait, this is Phoenix talking. Good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you fellas. Uh-oh. Ah, it's Evil Phoenix. Who you calling whatever you said? Ah! Come out from under the table already, Maya. Okay, hand it over. What? You want to play games with me? I don't recommend it. The medical papers, now. Uh-oh. I think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you. Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You want to know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad, and it ain't only her face. She thinks she's got power because she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get them $1 million you used to pay this off. Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's 2 of us here. You got that? 2. Yeah, I could beat both of you in a fight. Oui. Mr. Armstrong. Forgive me, I cannot argue with him. If only Gumshoe were here. That really hurt. That all you got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter. Wait, don't take it too hard, Phoenix Wright. Bleh. That was so stupid, I shouldn't have let my guard down. Yeah, it was pretty stupid of you. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Hold it, pal, let's go! Gumshoe! Detective Gumshoe? Detective? You think you're gonna stop me, copper? Beat it? Whoa! Come on, Gumshoe, keep it together. You guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me. But, go, pal, and take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? Alright, thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind. You can leave Maya behind, it's fine. Gumshoe truly is the GOAT. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. Tenderlender is going down. To be continued. What are we at on time? We're almost at 3 hours, huh? I don't think we're going to be able to finish 3-3 today. Because it's probably... I'm pretty sure that they've been following the same formula, like, in Justice for All and now also in Trials and Tribulations, where, like, It's like investigate, trial, investigate, and then it's like 2 trials back to back. I don't think we have time to get through 2 sections of trials, but we can at least get through 1. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Why are you still wearing the maid outfit? Good morning, Maggie. So what do you think is going to happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended on a giant mystery. That's true, and we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes. No, that wasn't doubt. That was, determination. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You'd better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger. Don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. Okay. Hey, pal! Yo, Gumshoe! Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that. How'd you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Ah, you look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help. Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. Oh, we found this in Armstrong's pack of aromatherapy, and he was gonna, like, go through forensics for us with it. This is the small bottle that turned up in Trebien's kitchen a couple of days ago. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Ah, the aromatherapy oils, yada yada. Wait a minute, there's one bottle that's different from the others. What do you know? It doesn't have a label. And it doesn't smell. We finally got the analysis results back from the lab. So, what is it? Is it the poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication. It's the ear medication that they stole from him. Medication? Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears, you mean? Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn Elg's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? What's-his-face stole it. He loves stealing stuff. Unidentified fingerprints. It's what's-his-face's fingerprints. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour, and they might have gotten something on the prints, but that's gonna weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it? Today's trial, I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. Well, I guess if you don't expose him, then he gets to be Phoenix Wright. Phoenix hasn't learned his lesson after showing the bad guy evidence 3 times in the first game. Yeah, he's got to stop showing the villains the evidence for sure. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good, then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday, we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. Mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank from it with his right hand, but according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. Furthermore, according to the witness's account... Oh, the thing about the right and the left must be that he had 2 different cups of coffee. Right? Maybe? It's gotta be that, like, Maggie brought him a thing of coffee, but then, what's-her-face brought him another one of coffee that killed him? The victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece on his left ear, yet the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? I got this. Don't worry. I got this. Ha! Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. The world does keep turning. He's kind of real for that one. He's kind of right on that. You've lost me already, Mr. Goodell. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You gotta change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? That old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here, he was throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it. Very well, let the first witness take the stand. And you are? Bonjour, everyone. I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and head chef of La Tresbienne. Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman? Oh, monsieur, as you can see, I'm a dude. On the day of the incident, you were in Trebien's kitchen. Isn't that right? Oui, monsieur. Everything feels right. Please throw your coffee at him. Ha! Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Very well. Your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Très Bien. French. When it all happens, there was just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decoration that day? Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Alright, I'm done reading in French. I can't take it anymore. We're like 3 hours into stream. I can't do this anymore. Perhaps that's what the old man was looking at. Cup, earpiece, glasses, he would have seen everything in reverse, no? A mirror? Oui, grand mirror, the most enormous mirror. And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, this is weird. Is there a... We have a picture of the crime scene. Is there a mirror? I don't see a mirror that would do what you're saying it's doing.
Hold it!
Hold it! Who were the 2 customers exactly? The young man who died and the other not-so-young man. You're referring to yesterday's witness, I presume? What about the other man Maggie says she saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? Guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being. You're experimenting with the art decoration? How come I never heard about that before today? You're not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur? Please stay on topic. Why didn't you tell the court about this before? But I did, just a few moments ago. Ahem, excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned? Are you referring to some kind of decature? No, Art Deco, it's a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design, walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. Ah, yes, of course, that deco. I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant. I was planning the most bold remodeling of the decor. Like having a large mirror, yada yada. How big of a mirror are we talking about here? Something about 4 meters wide and about 2 meters high. Let's see, if 1 meter is about 1 yard, holy glass in a frame, that's huge. I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually. What? The ceiling? Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. No, but I decided to go through with it in the end. What should I do? Should I ask more about the mirror or not? Yeah, press harder, why not? It's never failed me before. If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies. But you didn't ask, trite. You have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work. What? A mirror was delivered to Très Bien the day before the incident. Really? As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes, and as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Très Bien, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Ha! If you want to doubt someone trite, look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. Perhaps that's what the old man was looking at. Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, trite, even for you. I double tapped X. Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here? Well, he is really cool. That's a good point. Ah, not the hair. I don't have a top knot. Mr. Godot is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument. Logic has won today. Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse? Hey, Nick, we should take a second think about what old CD said in his testimony. How'd he phrase it again? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. If he saw everything he described reflected in a mirror, then everything he said was on the left was actually on the right, huh? That clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess. Or does it? Ha! It's kind of hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror, but you think old CD saw everything through a reflection? If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony. But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's got to be something in that old man's testimony. We just got to dig deeper. Okay. Huh. I still have the lunchbox. Oh, is this, am I gonna give Maggie the lunchbox after the case is over to like, you know, sometimes after the case is over, the person is like, please, tell me the, whatchamacallit, tell me the truth, or whatever. What does this mean, Phoenix? And then we're gonna like show Gumshoe's lunchbox, probably. Huh. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Am I supposed to, like, present here that there is no... Like, I don't see it. Well, no, the mirror would be on the other side of this partition, wouldn't it? So I guess I wouldn't see it yet. But he only had a mirror there at that partition and nowhere else? That doesn't sound right. What do they normally give you an idea of, like, what to do when you do the last one. How did he phrase it again? Boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can let me if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. Saw everything he described reflected in a mirror. Everything he said was on the left was actually on the right. That clears up all the problems with his testimony, or does it? It's kind of hard to believe everything is the fault of a mirror, but do you think old C saw everything through reflection? If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony. That just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's got to be something in that old man's testimony. We got to dig deeper. I have no idea. Who were the two customers? Yada yada. Young guy and old guy. I'm not gonna mention Don Tigre being there. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, Deco. Yada yada. No. How big of a mirror are we talking about here? Something about 4 meters, 2 meters high. Just need to install it. Ceiling. Decided not to go through with it. What if I leave it instead of press harder? Couldn't lie about such a huge object. Must have been there in the restaurant somewhere. So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in the mirror. I'm not super confident in this, but I'm gonna present this because I don't see how it could be there. Objection! Music didn't stop, I'm wrong. That statement contradicts this evidence. It does. I don't see anything contradictory. Denied. Yada yada. Okay, yeah. Big of a mirror. Oh, this is the same one I just looked at. Press harder. If really had such a large mirror, someone would have noticed. Yada yada. Objection! Didn't ask. Sloppy work. Yada yada. Even if a mirror was delivered, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant. It doesn't prove it was at the restaurant. Red text comes up here, so I think the contradiction has to be here. But I don't see how. Yeah, because it's not this. I have no idea. I'm lost already, which is not a good sign at the start of this case. Or at the start of this trial day, I mean. I'm supposed to show, like, the floor plans? Because how would he have been seeing it through a mirror? He would have been looking directly at the dude, and then the mirror would have been, like, behind or to the side of him. He wouldn't have been looking through a mirror. That doesn't make any sense. I don't want to get stuck on this early. Chat, someone give me a hint. What the heck am I missing here? I have no idea what they want from me here. This is weird. The last statement is what's wrong? The cup, the earpiece, and the glasses, he would have seen everything in reverse. I don't understand what this means. The cup, the earpiece, and the glasses? Am I supposed to show the cup? Or am I supposed to show, like, his... Oh, they, like, switched Tigre and Bruno Cadavereni. Weird. Am I supposed to show him? Wore an HMD over his left eye, left eardrum was ruptured, yada yada. Well, he would have seen it all in reverse, yeah. I have no idea. It's a press further moment? Why, I just press L1 again? Would have seen everything in reverse? Hey Nick, we should take a second, think about what old CD said in his testimony, how'd he phrase it? Or is wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you let me if I'm wrong, it was his left ear without a doubt. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. So everything he described reflected in a mirror, everything he said was on the left would actually be on the right. That clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess, or does it? Kinda hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror, but do you think old CD saw everything through a reflection? If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony, but that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. This makes no sense to me. What do you mean if he saw it all through a reflection? He didn't see the dude, but he saw the dude in a mirror and looked through... What? What? This doesn't make any sense to me. There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony we gotta dig deeper. Okay, pressing further didn't do anything, chat. Someone just tell me the answer. I don't understand. This whole mirror thing makes no sense to me. It just sounds like nonsense. Present Glenn?
Objection!
How does this make sense? Coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? Boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you locked me up, it was his left ear. So to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now Mr. Kudo saw that as a reflection in a mirror. It means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactly, you seem unsure. Now that you think about it, it's not so hard. Fortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. I have no idea what this is. Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror. Why is it the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? What? Order, Mr. Wright is correct. If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye.
Objection!
How bitter. Trite, you should have tasted this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks? How he thinks. You remember this, I presume? The I broke the vase, sorry apology, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony. Exactly, the old man has a very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg? Clearly it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point, the old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear his left ear? Ha! Well, Trite. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. Wow, I really thought he was old CD for a minute there. Kudo's good. Enough, I must agree that yesterday's witness is irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash. What? A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court, we're all ears. I have no idea what just happened. Like, maybe I'm just really missing something, or I don't understand something about mirrors, but I have no idea what that entire testimony was about, or how we got to a contradiction, or what Godot's rebuttal even means. I have no clue. You may as well strike the past 10 minutes of the stream from the record, because I got nothing from it. I can explain if you look at the plans of the restaurant. Oh, we're still going with the mirror. Oh, great. Am I crazy, or does this seem completely disconnected from everything else about the case by far? This is so random and out of nowhere, and it makes no sense to me. Is everyone sitting comfortably? The mirror was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. That's where the mirror was? There's only one seat from which you could have seen the image of the victim. That seat was the table next to the victims. That's where the old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. So you interfered with a criminal, like a scene, like a crime scene, which means you should be in prison. But naturally, I didn't touch anything else. I see no problems with the explanations we have just heard. I do. It's asinine. The problem with it is that it's asinine. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty person I am, confusing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. Ah, I hate that guy. Say you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Of course. Nah, he's lying. He touched something. That's an obvious lie. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. Mirror was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. The only seat you could have seen the image from the victims. Seat was the table next to the victims. That's where the old man was sitting. After a terrible incident occurred, I moved it. I didn't touch anything else. Okay. I just wanted to go back over that because the start of this didn't look the same. So run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way. Look who's talking, trite. Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things. But this is my seat in the courtroom. Trebian's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, trite. I tell you, monsieur, the mirror was there in the middle of the restaurant. Liar. And where would that be? Look at how you lean towards me. I'm always attracted to younger boys. I should keep you in suspense a little longer. Someone please kill this dude. Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once. I attract the older ones too, you know. Shall I teach you? Die in a fire. I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. Bet she has mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Yes, he's talking about his coffee. I will tell you, there was only one seat from which you could have seen. Table next to the victims. So I can only see the victim from that particular seat? Monsieur, it's obvious. If you look at the plans, you'll understand. The victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. If you were sitting at the table next to him, you would have seen everything. None. So that's the seat old seat he was sitting in on that day, when that poisoning happened. The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kind of odd? After a terrible incident, I moved the mirror. It was not in the way. Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo was off calling the police? Oui. Exactly. I carried it out in the restaurant. You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself? What can I say? I know how to pick things up. Kudo actually laughed at something. I don't know why. Given the witness's physique, I suppose it's possible. Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong? I look like the obliging type. Naturally, I did not touch anything else. You sure about that? I touched nothing except the mirror. Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly. Suffering from a case of heartburn, trite? Oh, I have just the thing for that, an oil with golden myrrh and frankincense. Add a few drops to your coffee and voila, enjoy. Focus, Phoenix, breathe. I need to ignore those two and figure out some evidence. It's pretty strange, though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You'd think someone would have, but Maggie didn't, and neither did old Seedy. Then the only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Trebian that day. Yeah, this is a load of nonsense. And I just gotta prove it somehow. How am I gonna prove that? Maybe now I'm supposed to present the crime photo. Well, I guess you can't really see the mirror from this angle, can you? Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything here. The fact that he says that he didn't touch anything else seems like a lie to me. Actually, isn't this a lie right here? Because he did touch this. Didn't he say that he replaced the vase after it was broken? Is presenting this going to prove that, though? What's-his-face broke the vase, and then you replaced the vase, which means that you touched it. Let's go. Your Honor, Mr. Kudo's words yesterday strongly contradict Mr. Armstrong's testimony. This is the letter of apology that was written by Mr. Kudo, is it not? Realize it looks useless, Your Honor, but this is still testimony. Ha, I guess useless people are only really good at identifying useless things. What relevance does this scrap of paper have to the trial, Mr. Wright? Mr. Kudo's testimony is actually very relevant to the question at hand, Your Honor. Didn't we prove that his testimony was worthless? Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. What? This is not what I expected to happen. Gumshoe's lunchbox! Just look at all of these weenies, Your Honor. Matches, $1 million bill for cranial surgery, the lunchbox, millionaire radio flyer, the virus, the fake badge, his calendar, his prescription bag. I have no idea. By Maggie, winning lottery ticket for $5 million, yada yada, coffee contained potassium cyanide, the crime photo. Oh, this crime photo shows the... It's the crime photo. It shows the unbroken vase. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we've heard, Your Honor. The crime photo? Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist. Sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. What is this something that should not exist in the photo? This vase should be broken. There's one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was sitting on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there's an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all!
Objection!
Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There's only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Très Bien that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Perjury. Alright, I move that he be executed. Don't try to confuse the court, Trite. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase, while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. He said he didn't do that, though. Unfortunately, Mr. Kudo, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary, in his own words. I did not touch anything else, except the mirror. Ugh. Ah! Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? Sniff. I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. Alright, this whole mirror thing is super weird. I don't even know why we went through this. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he couldn't hear? Ah, you only get one shot in life, there's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, Trite, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? Can we not just say that the old man is a liar? If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Well, we gotta wait for Persona 4 Revival to come out to reach out to the truth, but we can try. Are you gonna be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? No. There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Do you? Because I don't. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. The ear doctor made a mistake? Mr. Kudo made a mistake? The victim was a phony? I'm gonna save real quick. The ear doctor made a mistake makes no sense. That's irrelevant. Mr. Kudo made a bunch of mistakes, like existing. What does the victim was a phony mean? I don't even know what this means. But this whole case has been a big deal about phony Phoenix. So I want to click it. And then if we're wrong, we'll reload. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet there's one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what's that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Egg at all. Glenn Elg, whatever. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. What? Obviously, unlike the victim, there is nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I think I understand. I think I get it. Because Kudo never saw Tiger. So what happened? Order in the court, settle down or clear the courtroom. So I think what happened was that Maggie took the coffee to Glenn Elg. Then What's-his-face showed up. Don Tiger. He killed him. Wait, no. Tiger showed up because we saw at the beginning of this case, right? We saw an image of Tiger putting the cyanide in What's-his-face's cup. So what happened is that Maggie brought the cup, then Tiger put poison in it. That killed Glenn Elg. Maggie fell unconscious. Then Tiger pretended to be Glenn Elg. Kudo showed up. Then Viola pretended to be Maggie, and she pretended to poison Glenn Elg, which was actually Tiger. And then Tiger faked dying. Armstrong got Kudo out of the room. Then they set up the original Glenn Elg's body and put an unconscious Maggie back to frame her? That's insane if true. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Trite, are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo. That is insane.
Objection.
Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was the serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but there was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee.
Objection.
Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. Yeah, and he is in debt to the people who did it, and so that screwed him over. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? You are so going to prison, bro. This is it for me. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You're under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Très Bien that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You'll accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day. We. In the restaurant. The victim, Elg, came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Mr. Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. There was no time for a phony to do any acting. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all. My pardon, forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. Okay, he literally lied in his testimony. He committed perjury. He can no longer be trusted. Get him out of here. What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I'll decide how to punish you later. Kill him. Death penalty. For now, we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. You took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing, well, yeah, perjury literally does nothing in this universe. Phoenix, no one has ever actually been punished for perjury. I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. In the restaurant. Hold it! Was he alone at his table as well? Yes, I saw him from the kitchen. Yet the defendant, Miss Bird, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table.
Objection.
Ha! Unfortunately for you, Trite, yesterday's witness also testified the victim was alone. I thought that we already confirmed that this dude's testimony means nothing. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. What kind of coffee has he been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. No, it doesn't. By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct? He comes often for my special coffee. Drink your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You're most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip and nothing more. So old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. How many minutes? You're saying that not much time elapsed between when the victim and Mr. Kudo arrived? That is correct. But that still leaves the possibility that something happened in that gap of time. And by your recollection, how much time would you say elapsed? Let me see. 2 minutes, I would say. 2 minutes, that's all? Seems unlikely that anything untoward could have happened in such a short time. Rats, I knew I shouldn't have pursued this line of questioning. Whoops. There were no other customers. So your only customers were Mr. Kudo and the victim? Objection, I must drink my coffee. How many times do you need to ask the same thing, Trite? As much as I want to, honestly. You'd never catch me drinking the same blend twice. Huh? You're trying to establish the presence of a phony victim in the restaurant, but you're wasting your time. You can't grind bird seed to make coffee, if you catch my drift. But there's a hole in this testimony somewhere, I'm sure of it. Bum, 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 bum. Did you see him? No, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. I remember him shouting, yes, $500,000. Presumably the defendant heard that too then, correct? Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dove. What about Mr. Kudo? Old man choked on some bird seeds that got stuck in his throat. Seems we now have yet another incident on our hands. Approximately 5 minutes later, the poisoning happened. What were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill. I'm a multi-talented woman. Sorry, what do you mean? There's a renowned chef, John Armstrong, and the tragic poet, Clarice Armstrong. Oh my goodness, you have multiple personality disorder, of course. Clarice! I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef $500,000 in debt, cooking for a man who won $500,000 on the lottery. It's called Pourquoi. It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for the court. Please don't. Okay. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred? I asked the old man to call from the payphone. By your own argument, Trite. The purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man would see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity would completely disappear. Indeed. Yes, it seems the shadow of doubt has been lifted. Guess Mr. Armstrong's connected to the case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elg, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged his act? We'll know for sure once I find a hole in this testimony. Alright, which one of these was the one where I had multiple options? You mean Victor Kudo, yada yada. Drink your it's special, yada yada. Worth a sip, nothing more. Arrived at the same time. Yeah, this is the one. I said how many minutes? What time was it? Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? No, I cannot remember. I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. Crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? Incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived, so the victim must have arrived between 2 and 2:10. Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You're wonderful. Aha! Can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? Time of day will be added to the testimony. Everything I do it for you. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? Haha. Glad at least one person is in a good mood here. The judge, man. He's even humming a song to himself. The judge is he's just having a good time. Good for him. Old man arrived not long after him, just after 2. Okay. Are you absolutely sure about the time? When I think really hard, I am sure it was just after 2, yes. It's the time I stopped serving the lunch menu. Quite right. I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it on time. That's not good, bro. Guess you should never get between a hungry judge and his meal. Okay. Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already. Uh-oh. Witness, get on with your testimony, please. Yeah, keep going. There were no other customers. Okay. Came to the restaurant alone. Arrived not long after him, just after 2. There were no other customers, yada yada. 5 minutes after the poison occurred. Very excited. No other customers. I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for in a contradiction here. It's ear medicine. Matches used for advertising. The Viola's medical papers and stuff, that's not going to come up until later because we're probably going to get Don Tiger on the stand or something. This appears the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m. At 1:30 p.m.? At 1:30 p.m. At 1:30 p.m.? This can't be right then. Not long after him, just after 2 p.m. When he got word, he became very excited. 5 minutes later, he was poisoned. But no, because if they say who wins at 1:30 p.m., then it couldn't have been after 2 o'clock. There we go. All right, that was easier to figure out than I thought. As soon as I saw one of the things said 1:30 p.m., I was like, why does this say 1:30 p.m. when we were talking so specifically about 2 p.m.? I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. What? What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That must be the show Elg was listening to. Can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Yes, I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was at that time because I'd just finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, trite, if you have one. That show was broadcast live at 1:30 p.m., and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30? Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point! No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Trebienne that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. And the phony Glen Elg, acting out of the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy?
Objection.
Quite a performance, Trite. You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain, then, where the real Glenn Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glenn Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say. Uh-oh. What? Now I presume you can prove this theory of yours? Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glenn Elg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? I mean, probably in the kitchen. The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to the examination of the court, you must provide us with some proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? What's with the intense pressure in here all of a sudden? What evidence could prove this? I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into the corner instead. Into a corner, even. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. Elg concealed? I have to say if it's outside or inside? I mean, like, he would have just put him in the kitchen, right? He couldn't put him outside. Someone might find the body. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Très Bien. Interesting. But where could a body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It's gotta just be in the kitchen, right? Like, he couldn't have hid it in one of the things. It'd be too easy to spot. There's, like, nowhere to hide it here. It's gotta just be in the kitchen. The body was hidden here. I see. Nice supposition, but the real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves that the body was hidden at? Okay. Is it literally just that his ear medicine was in there? I think it might just be that his ear medicine was in there. None of this, none of this. This is only worth 2 HP. I'm pretty sure it's just his ear medicine being in there. The music stopped. Oh, the music didn't stop at first, and I was about to be like, no, no! Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? No, 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 no. I have never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest of quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Très Bien. Huh? But I only ever use the bottles for my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Strong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited a clinic and was given medication that day. You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The music that plays when the ear medicine proves that Kudo is a buffoon. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Glenn Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird, however. You were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. No! Order! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elg? Never! I could not do such a horrible thing. No! What the heck is happening to Kudo? Is he exploding? Oh, okay. Mr. Kudo! The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? Are we at 17 yet? Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my H-deficient friend? The French? Please, you must hear me out. It is a trap, listen to me. Por favor, isn't that Spanish? Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor, Spanish. Yeah, okay. I looked away from the screen for a second. I was like, por favor, that's not French. And I looked back, and the judge was saying it. I'm only gonna ask you once. Did you do it? No, absolutely not. Let's hear it. You've got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Kudo's coffee mug awaits you, as does my gavel. Yeah, and the Glock in my pocket. I will shoot you. It is clear. What do they always say in the movies? I got a bad feeling about this. Very well, begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. The confession. It is true, I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I didn't kill him, I swear it. You must believe me. Okay. You were forced by who? I cannot say or I will be erased. Let's try a different question then. When Mr. L died, was he really the only person at this table? At his table? There was... Aha! There was another man. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. Okay. I hid the body in the kitchen. Did you carry the body by yourself? Oui, I carried him, and I carried Maggie, too. Maggie, too? When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. I could not leave her there. But why did you hide the bodies? A man forced me to. I had no choice. What man? Who was he? No, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. You'll just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. If you won't tell me, I'll tell him. But why would you go along with this man? I had to go along with him. There's a reason why I could not refuse. Wait, does it want me on that previous statement? Does it want me to like, present evidence, to present, Don Tiger? To be like, this is him? What reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, monsieur. Yeah? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. A maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that. And a bit too male. Can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reason, so I'll just have to prove it with evidence. Okay, so I have to prove it there. Okay. I did not kill him. I didn't. You must believe me. So you're claiming that all you did was hide bodies. Is that correct? Oui, that's right. If we're to believe you, Mr. Armstrong, you must tell the court everything. You must make clear the identity of the man who ordered you to do this. He's already confessed this much. We might as well stop dancing around the real issue. Yeah, but he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is. Then sock it to him, Nick. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Wait, so am I supposed to... I might have to do both, but the game might want me to do them in a specific order, so I'm going to save in case. Alright, the reason that he could not refuse is because he's in debt. Obviously. Where's the thing about him being in debt? Yeah, $500,000 in debt. You have $500,000 debt, don't you? $500,000? Is this true, Mr. Armstrong? Oui. French. I was weak and I borrowed money. This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that's why you couldn't refuse anything asked of you by this man. Okay, this is to show Tiger, yeah. A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you. Oui, it is as you say. Mr. Armstrong. The Tiger, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting a victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body in the unconscious Maggie out of the dining unconscious Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I'd seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket, was that your doing as well? No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it? I was not. It is despicable. Mr. Goodell, you'll summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. 30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand, not a minute more. How the? Don't sit back and relax yet, Trite. No one knows if that chief is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well, your request. I pressed X too fast. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. We will resume once Mr. T. Gray is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. To be continued. What are we at? We're 3 hours and 45 minutes. I think I gotta wrap up here. Oh, this is probably the last trial day. I don't think I have time to do it though. It would have to take like 30 minutes or less for me to have enough time, and it'll probably take like 50 minutes or something. Cause that one take 50 minutes, or that one take like 40 minutes. Whatever. I think it'll probably take too long, to be honest. So we'll have to pick it up later. Unfortunately. But anyways, that is going to be all for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully we'll be able to finish 3-3 next time and get into 3-4 and make some good headway on that. So looking forward to it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you next time for more Ace Attorney. Until then, farewell. Alright, chat, we are all done for today. I figured we probably wouldn't be able to finish Recipe for Turnabout fast enough. Alas. Alas. Yeah, I don't have a command for that one, Wolfen. But anyways, that is all for today. I will be back tomorrow at 3 CST with Skyward Sword. We're going to try and finish Skyward Sword tomorrow. I'm hoping that we can finish Skyward Sword tomorrow. Gonna try. Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday at 3 CST, we're going to start a new playthrough on Tuesday, so look forward to that. Wednesday, 3 CST will be... Honestly, we might do more Ace Attorney on Wednesday, because I really want to finish Ace Attorney before I go to PopCon. So we're going to try to do Ace Attorney on Wednesday as well. Hopefully that's not going to totally ruin my YouTube upload schedule. It'll be whatever it is. But we'll probably do more Ace Attorney on Wednesday, most likely. And then Thursday's my day off. And then Friday, we should be done with Skyward Sword. So Friday will probably just be more of the new game, I think. That'll probably be the plan. But yeah, that should do it. Thanks for coming to stream, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch y'all next time. Till then, farewell.